Welcome back to the channel. I'm Damo, and in today's video we're going to be talking about things you don't know about living with a B7 Audi A4 Avant. Before we get started on this video, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell icon, and then you'll get notified whenever I upload another video. Cheers. First thing we're going to talk about then is the noise. One thing you may not know is that the 2-litre TFSI petrol engine in this car actually sounds a little bit like a diesel. Another thing you may not realise is that the glove box in these Audis are softened. They use a little springy thing so that when they open nice and smoothly. They often break, so if your glove box just goes vrunk, then it is broken. This one, sort of in between, it did break, but I've done a budgie repair using some cable ties. So it doesn't slam open, but it does come down gently. That can also affect the interior light in there as well, so if your glove box doesn't light up, something's broke as well. So B7 Audis are a couple of generations old now, and that means that the newest ones of these is going to still be 11 years old, and that can bring its own problems, namely a little bit of corrosion on the alloy wheels if they haven't been replaced or refurbed, and on this particular car a little bit of surface rust on both the front wheel arches. Things you may not know about the Audi A4 B7: when Audi stopped making it in 2008, the tooling and all the machinery that was used to make it was shipped to one of the Volkswagen Audi Group sort of sister companies, I suppose, SEAT, to the south of Spain, and SEAT continued to make the B7, albeit it looked slightly different, and called it the SEAT Exeo. If you knew that already, what you may not know is that if you wanted a SEAT Exeo in the UK, they didn't do them in four-wheel drive, and they didn't do any petrol versions. They were all diesel and they were all front-wheel drive. You don't get a huge amount of room in a B7 Audi unless the front seat's really far forward. Now, Audi thought about this, and what they actually did was they put knee imprints in the back of the front seats. Genius. If you were a lucky customer buying a B7 new, Audi would provide it to you with a generous half a tank of fuel. Not a full tank, half a tank. Talk about penny pinching. Why would they do that? I can't understand it. Just give them a full tank. Profit, I guess. Despite Audi being a luxury brand, inside the car, to actually get a trip computer on the S-Line version anyway, unless you're going for the SE, you have to pay an additional £235, or would have had to pay an additional £235 optional extra. So there is no, normally a little button here, interior trip computer, onboard computer to find out your MPG. Worth getting or looking out for, because it is really, really handy, but not on this one. The B7 was an evolution from the B6, and it was more of a cosmetic change rather than anything really significant in terms of chassis, etc. What it did do was serve to move the B6 on into more of what we are now familiar with in terms of Audi's presence with that big grille at the front. Around the 2007 mark, all Audis kind of had moved by that point to that really beefy front grille, and owning a Mark II Audi TT as well, I can really sort of see the similarities between the front ends of these cars, which in a way is good. It standardises the brand and the approach and the look, I suppose, but it does sort of, I suppose, from the TT's perspective, take something away from the TT, because it doesn't sort of have that uniqueness that it would ordinarily, or used to have, basically. Again, being an older car, the boot struts a little bit worn out, which means this boot doesn't spring up quite the way it should do, or would have done when it's new. Pretty cheap repair though. I think you can buy used ones of these for about £16 on eBay. being an older car then, other things will eventually start to break. Like the little flap that secures this panel where the warning triangle goes actually broke. I did try and do a temporary repair here, as you can see, but it's still not perfect. At least it does stay up now. It used to just flop down, which was really annoying. So in total then, this particular model of Audi, if you're including the B6 and the SEAT Exeo, ran for 13 years, which is pretty good going. It says a lot about the capabilities of the car and just how good it was. There's only one cup holder. Why, Audi? Why? The B7 was the sort of last generation of A4 that didn't have any of the more modern infotainment type screens that you get now. What you have on this car is a level of elegant, I'm going to call it that, elegant as well as solidity, as well as solidity that you get with an Audi A4. You get elegant simplicity. There's no screens in here, there's no iPad things, there's no clever poppy-up screens. What you get is a nice, lovely to use gearbox, very clear rev counter, speedometer, temperature and petrol. It's kind of all you need, and you get a very chunky, nice, solid feeling, in this case Avant model estate car. I really, really like it, to the point where this car was only ever supposed to be a temporary purchase. We were going to get the later B8 S4, something a little bit more sporty with the automatic gearbox, but actually there's not enough wrong with this car to want to sell it, to move away from it, bizarrely. I'm not one of these people that needs the latest car and design and all the rest of it. I'm kind of, if something works and it does the job, then I kind of like it. And this elegant simplicity of this B7 A4 has really won me over. I really like it. There's far too much complexity in modern cars with touchscreens and fake buttons and things, whereas this is just a little bit more bare bones, back to basics, and it just works. I like it. I liked it a lot. Thanks for watching this pedal out video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel and write in the comments, tell me what you think. And also have a look back at some of the other videos that have been done on this Audi A4 and also the Mark II Audi TT and also the Mark I Audi TT. Thanks for watching. Cheers. And don't forget, if you'd like your car featured on the channel, please feel free to drop us an email. Cheers.